What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live, powered by BetUS on a Friday. We weren't able to stream yesterday. We're streaming today on an off day. Trade deadline less than a week away. Is DeAaron Fox trade imminent? We got a report on that we're going to talk about. And Toumani Camara will be participating in All-Star Weekend. We got 7 games for picks against the spread. We got 2 tipping off like basically right now. So we already did the poll for the first one. And right now we're doing the poll for the second one. And 7 votes, pretty good. So I'm going to end that in a second. The injuries are in chat. Eric, how's it going, man?
Oh, great. Happy that I was able to make this stream.
Yeah, I'm happy too, man, because it's been chaotic past couple days for me. And Streamlabs crashed in the intro, and I'm going to have to plug in the graphics as we go along, so it's going to be a little strange, but it'll be fine. We'll make it work. And, you know, we wanted to pick games this week, so. All right, we're going to end that chat poll. So we got chat's picks for the first couple. I'm going to go Detroit. I have not seen the score of this game. It tipped off like 2 minutes ago. Probably doesn't even matter. That's a close spread line anyway. And, yeah, we're gonna jump into things here. Hopefully everybody's having a good week and looking forward to the weekend. Eric, you might want to make sure did Zach get his picks in?
Nope, I did text him like half an hour ago.
All right, you might want to call him. But anyway, let's take a look at the picks against the spread standings as we head into today. We like I said, I gotta update the graphics as we go along, unfortunately. So that's what they looked like before Monday. This is what they look like after Monday. Chat, you guys continue to lead it, but only went 5-7. Only went 5-7. Crushables gained 5 games on chat. Took a 10-game deficit down to 5 as he had a phenomenal day. 10-2. Best day by far. The next best days from Aeromancer and Steven at 8-4. Everybody else kind of middle of the pack. You did have Javon go 3-9, unfortunately for him. We collectively were above 500 at least, 79 and 75 on Monday. On Monday, had a couple double down pushes in there as well. I lost an island, so my island record is now 2-1. Luckily, I didn't double down on it because I don't play by Eric's rules. And yeah, I had a 5-7 day myself. Alrighty, let's jump into the first game. Let me get the background music. Let me get the Eric camera. And let me get the right game in here. So we already made our picks for this game, but we will plug them in here. The first game was Charlotte hosting the Clippers. We already put the injuries in chat. We already picked this game. So let's just plug them in here. So I went with the Clippers. The Hornets have been playing decently lately, but the injuries are piling up once again for them. What were the other picks, Eric? And I can scroll back in chat as well.
I went Clippers.
All right, yeah, we had chat go Clippers. We had Trevin go Clippers, Siobhan go Clippers, pretty one-sided.
Did you say Trevin Clippers?
Yeah, Trevin went Clippers, Siobhan went Clippers, then everything else should be in the Discord.
Clippers for 503 and Steven and Crushables and Jackson and Brendan.
Wow.
And Connor. And Aeromancer, he picked a Clipper.
The one Clipper?
Yeah.
All right, and then we don't have Zach's, so.
Zach did answer. He said he was going to get his picks in a minute. It sounded like I woke him up or something.
Well, that means he hasn't seen the game, so that's fine. And I don't know what the score is anyway. And then, yeah, double downs. If you did not pick this double down ahead of time, got to double down on a game that tips off at 440 or later. All right, and then game number 2, we had, let's see here.
Chat and Trevin are Mavericks.
Yeah, the game number 2, Mavs Pistons. This is a good game. This is a close spread, 1.5 point favorite for the Mavs. And then you said, who had Mavs?
Chat and Trevin. And 503.
I went Pistons, by the way. I think they turned things around. They've been struggling a little bit lately.
503 is the only other Mavs that I see so far.
All right, so
then,
Stevens, Pistons.
Yeah, for Pistons, you got Steven, Crushables, Jackson, Brendan, Connor, Arrow, Eric,
Nice.
and Javon.
All right, so you got a 9v3 in favor of.
And it says Zach is typing in our Discord chat. So.
Cool. Yeah, he just needs to get his first two in, but we won't even revisit. Now we get to move on. To games that tip off at 4:40. Chat, it was a scramble trying to get this stream live, man. It's been a crazy hectic week for me. And then normally, like in the past, I've been able to put graphics in during the intro animation. Every time I try and do that, my streaming software crashes and it like almost completely destroys and ends the stream. So can't do that anymore, which kind of sucks. And yeah, so anyway, we got Philadelphia hosting Denver. Denver, a 9.5-point road favorite.
All right, in this one, we have out for the Nuggets, DeAaron Holmes and Vlatko Konkar. For the 76ers, they are without Joel Embiid, Paul George, Jared McCain, KJ Martin, Caleb Martin, and Andre Drummond.
So they got Maxey, they got Paul George.
Am I imagining this, or does Joel? Has it been a really long time since Embiid played against Jokic?
Yeah, it always feels like he ducks him, huh? Denver's playing good basketball. I'm gonna go with them. This is a tough game to pick.
Yeah, it's a high spread for them this year, at least. I'll take the Nuggets as well.
All right, Eric, going Nuggets.
All right, let me read you off some. We got 76ers for Aeromancer. Nuggets for Connor, Brendan, Jackson. Crushables, 503, and Steven.
You're heavy on the favorites today. All right, so Javon and Jackson, we got, or Javon and Trevin, I mean, Trevin's going Sixers. Javon is going Nuggets. And Zach places picks.
No, don't see him yet.
We got Nuggets for chat. Alrighty. That makes this a 10v2 right now for the Denver Nuggets. Game number 4. We have the Toronto Raptors hosting the Chicago Bulls. The Raptors 3.5-point home favorites.
All right, in this one for the Bulls, they're without Zach LaVine and Torrey Craig. Questionable is Talen Horton-Tucker. Out for the Raptors is Jamal Shed.
Alrighty.
Man, I feel like I always pick wrong with the Raptors. The Bulls are my team, but I'm going to take the Raptors. Ugh.
Yeah, I can't ignore how well they're at. I kind of want the Raptors to win, so do I go Bulls?
Raptors
Yeah, Bulls.
for Javon and Trevin as well. And then Bulls for 503. Also, Crushables.
You know.
Raptors for Jackson and Steven. And Brendan. And Connor. And Aeromancer.
Alrighty, chat is going Raptors, 62% of the vote. Is Zach still typing?
It doesn't say he's typing anymore.
Damn, he was typing and didn't even send anything. Brutal. Alright, this is a 9v3 in favor of the Toronto Raptors. Alright. Game number 5. We have the matchup between the Boston Celtics and New Orleans Pelicans. Boston is an 11.5 point road favorite.
All right. In this one, we got, for the Celtics, questionable Sam Hauser, probable Al Horford. So it looks like they're relatively healthy. For the Pelicans, out are Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram, Daniel Tice, Jordan Hawkins, and questionable is Zion Williamson. I think you're muted.
Oh, so Zion is out.
Okay.
In that case, I guess I'll go Celtics. I wanted to go Pelicans, but...
Yeah, also go Celtics. Trevin is going Celtics. 503 Celtics. Crushable Celtics. Jackson Celtics. Connor Celtics.
We are agreeing way too much today.
Pelicans for Javon, Aeromancer, Brendan, and Steven.
What are you going with? You had Celtics.
Oh, it's
right?
Celtics, yeah.
All right, and then chat is Celtics, looking like they're double down 91% of the So I guess we're rooting against the Celtics. I'll take an L if it means 2 L's for chat. And Zachary is nobody. All right, that makes this a 8v4 right now in favor of the Celtics. Game number 6. We have the San Antonio Spurs hosting the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks are 2-point road favorites. Close spread.
All right, this one we got Bobby Portis out, AJ Green questionable for the Bucks, probable Chris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo. For the Spurs, Riley Minix is the only one out. All right. Bucks for Trevin.
I need to remember to unmute myself.
I'm going to go Spurs.
All right, you said Bucks for Trevin. You went Spurs.
Spurs for 503, Steven.
I'll go Spurs.
Bucks for Aeromancer, Connor, Brendan, Jackson, Crushables,
Javon went Bucks.
yes.
And chat is going Bucks. 56% of the vote. Which makes this in 8v4 right now in favor of the Bucks. And the final game of the day is the Phoenix Suns.
Wow, Zach.
The Phoenix Suns. Bro probably fell asleep at his computer typing in his picks.
Wow.
Get rejected, though. All right.
Yeah,
He Toumani Camara'd your ass.
he sure did. Holy crap.
Yeah. All right, we got the Suns on the road. This is the Blazers' opponent tomorrow night. So the Suns tomorrow will be on the second half of back-to-back, which means the Blazers are going to win. So you got the Suns on the road against the Warriors. The Suns are 1-point road favorites.
All right, it says Suns healthy. Warriors without Kuminga and Draymond Green.
I don't know what I want to do with this game, man. Like, at all.
Suns for Javon, Trevin, Eric. Steven. 503. Jackson, Brendan. Connor, Aeromancer.
Am I going to get an island?
No, we got Warriors for Crushables.
This would be like one of the best islands to have if I got that island, man, because I think this will be a very competitive game. We got chat going Suns. What is Trevin talking about? I don't know. Anyway, let's go to double downs. Double downs. I do not know what I want to go with at all. So let me just...
I have most of Zach's picks. So every...
I either want to go with Denver or Boston.
Okay, I have all of his picks then.
Alright, let's just see what he went. Let's just go through them real quick. Can't double down on the first two games, of course. So what did we get for 1 and 2?
Clippers,
Alright.
Pistons.
So Clippers. So that's just a straight up, like, doesn't even matter. Alright. Everybody went the same team. And then you said, what for game number 2?
Pistons.
Alright. So that's a 10v3 in favor of Detroit. Game number 3.
I don't know if this is the right order. What game is it? Can you just say what?
Philadelphia, Denver.
Denver.
All right. 11v2 in favor of Denver. Toronto and Chicago.
Toronto.
All right. Zach went Toronto. So 10v3, very one-sided today. 10v3 in favor of Toronto. Game number 5.
Is Boston.
Celtics.
Boston.
Pelicans. All right. 9v4 in favor of Boston. San Antonio, Milwaukee.
Spurs.
All right. This game a little bit more even on the action. In 8v5 in favor of Milwaukee. And then game number 7.
Suns.
All right. 11v2 in favor of the Suns. I'm just going to double down on Boston. Whenever I don't know who to double down on, I just double down on the best team. At least, like, compared to the other team. I guess that means the biggest spread. But, like, OKC, Boston, I'll put my fate in their hands at this point.
I'm going to go Pistons.
Sorry, my phone is blowing up.
Um, Zach's double down is Spurs. 503's double down is Clippers. Steven's double down is Raptors. Crushables Clippers. Jackson Nuggets.
Okay.
Bucks for Brendan and Connor.
All right.
Raptors for Aeromancer.
What was Chat's double down? Celtics, right?
Celtics, yeah.
And then we need Trevin and Javon.
Trevin's is Raptors. Javon's is Suns.
A lot of Raptors love there. We got 3 on the Raptors. Arrow, Trevin, Steven. We got 2 on the Bucks, Connor and Brendan. We got 2 on the Celtics, myself and Chat.
So now you don't want them to lose.
Now I don't really care, yeah. Something like that. We got everybody else rolling. No, we got 2 on the Clippers. We got 503 and Crushables. I have no idea why Crushables Clippers logo is like faded compared to 503's because I'm using the same logos for everything, so that's strange, but yeah, that's what we got. And then everybody else solo, we got Denver for Jackson, Spurs for Zach, Pistons for Eric, and Suns for Javon. That concludes picks against the spread. Kind of a little bit of a scuffed picks against the spread segment, but we did our best, and we'll see who has a good day today. All right. So we got some topics to talk about. The trade deadline is in 6 days. And there is a report about potentially the first big domino to fall. So it feels like right now we're just waiting on a Jimmy Butler trade and a DeAaron Fox trade to happen before the floodgates potentially open. Now, selfishly, I've been sitting here rooting for these trades to take all the way up to trade deadline day, just so we could have a massive trade deadline stream, but it sounds like the DeAaron Fox part might not take that long. Eric, you said there was a report about that. What do you have for us?
It wasn't really a report. There's just rumors that...
reported
yeah,
rumors. Yeah.
That they've been talking. Now there's also conflicting rumors that there could wait till the offseason, but it appears as if San Antonio is going to be the team that gets him. Now, there was also some talk that Toronto has entered the mix.
Oh, wow.
And is possibly interested in him. We've found out that the Kings are apparently wanting players back, much like we talked about with the Heat. They're not looking to rebuild or tank or anything. They're looking for players that help them stay where they're at now. We can argue about that decision all we want, but it looks like they want, in addition to assets, some sort of players that will keep them afloat for this season as well. So that's why Toronto is maybe interesting, because they have guys like Quickly and stuff that could possibly fill part of that Fox role. Obviously, they have Devin Carter too on the Kings right now that could see a larger role. But yeah, I think that right now it's also being reported that it's allegedly a 4-team trade.
For the Spurs part?
For the Spurs Kings part. Yeah.
All right, we'll look at that in a second. Let's just look at the Raptors real quick. I got a trade machine on the screen, so. How protected do you think that 2025 first would be, assuming it's included in the trade for Fox?
I think oh man, that's so tough.
Or do you think they wouldn't include it? Do you think it'd be like
It might be like a later pick, yeah. Like
2026, maybe unprotected, right? Because I would assume they're going for the playoffs next year if they have Fox, right? Indiana, in 2026, and then you'd look at like maybe 2028, unprotected and quickly, and then like I could also see them liking Bruce Brown back if they're looking for players. Now then they'd have to trade out like, I don't know, Trey Lyles plus Kevin Herter maybe. Maybe you don't have to include Trey Lyles there, but I think Bruce Brown is an upgrade over Kevin Herter, right? You get back a point guard for Fox, so you get a couple of players to, I guess, try and remain competitive. I think it's stupid because I just don't think they're going to be good enough to even make the play-in after a Fox trade, but at least in this trade, you get a couple of picks and a couple of pieces, right? And Bruce Brown kind of gives them a versatile guy that can play point guard in a pinch, can play on the wing, can play some small forward, plays bigger than he is, and plays defense, and that's kind of what they need. So that would be an intriguing trade. And then you'd have Fox, Grady Dick, R.J. Barrett, Scotty Barnes, and then whoever the center is. Like, I wonder if they would want to keep Pirtle then if they're trading for Fox, because it sounds like they'd be trying to be good next year.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's a fascinating aspect to it. But let's look at the Spurs. So the 4-team deal, like, is there any teams in these rumors?
Yeah, I heard Atlanta was one of the teams. Not sure what their part is.
Yeah, so Atlanta apparently is trying to, like, dump salary, shed salary for maybe the off season. I don't really understand, though, what their plan is. Because that's the thing is, like, with the Spurs, so the question is, all right, do the Spurs move Chris Paul, right? Do they move Chris Paul if they're bringing on Fox? And then what is the destination for Chris Paul? Like, what team would want Chris Paul? I think the Lakers are a team that could want Chris Paul and maybe give up some value to Sacramento in like a 3-team trade. So let's just say it's like Chris Paul, they trade, I don't even know, like Gabe Vincent to Sacramento, and then you have Harrison Barnes go back to Sacramento after they dumped him. I mean, what would be the salary here for San Antonio is my question. Probably Keldon Johnson or maybe Devin Vassell, because Devin Vassell is a player. Yeah, I think it would be Devin Vassell. So you send Devin Vassell that way.
Vassell and Trey Jones or something.
Yeah. I mean, if they're trading Chris Paul to a 3rd team, though, maybe they'd hang on to Chris Paul, but if they're getting De'Aaron Fox, like, maybe they try and... How much could they get for Chris Paul is the question, though.
Probably not much.
Yeah, you're probably just looking at seconds. So, I don't really know. I don't really know why it'd be a 3-team trade. My best guess is, like, a team would want Chris Paul, but I don't see a team giving up a 1st-round pick for Chris Paul, and at that point, it's like you're not even getting any value back. But, like, let's just say randomly a team was willing to give up a 1st for Chris Paul, like...
Or maybe there's a win-now player that they like more than on San Antonio. So, like, Keldon or Vassell is going out to that other team.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what that team would be.
Jake Fisher reported that the Spurs have envisioned pairing Josh Giddey with Wemby down the road. So maybe it's the Bulls. If I'm the Bulls, I'd take that if someone gives you any sort of...
See, my question is, like, all right, so if you send Vassell to the Bulls, like, and they send Giddey to the Spurs, what are the Kings getting?
I don't know. Bunch of picks. But yeah, I don't know. Vucevic to pair with Sabonis.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Vucevic to pair with Sabonis is disgusting stuff. Zach LaVine.
I mean, were they the ones that signed him to a contract?
Yeah, like they've always been tied to Zach LaVine, so like Giddy to Giddy to San Antonio with DeAaron Fox, LaVine to Sacramento. They can trade Trey Lyles to Chicago, and then you got like Keldon Johnson to Chicago. Maybe Trey Lyles to San Antonio in that instance. Yeah, something like this. So Levine and Giddy for Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, and like maybe a pick for Chicago. That feels like a very Chicago type of trade, does it not? Oh, you know what's interesting, Eric?
What's that?
The Spurs have Chicago's first round pick this year protected, picks 1 to 10. So that pick back to the Bulls. And then they have like Atlanta. You can send that the Kings way. They have, Atlanta swap rights in 2026. They can't trade that though. Or, yeah, they could. So San Antonio trades one of their picks this year or next year. Let's just say it's like the Atlanta swap just because that's a valuable pick. And then let's just say like a more mediocre future first. I don't know. Let's just say it's like a 2029 top 8 protected.
All right, so
Is that too much value for Sacramento for Fox to get Levine and 3 firsts?
I don't think
4
that's too much
firsts is
value.
If the Spurs really want Giddy, I guess the Spurs are giving up 4 firsts in this scenario though.
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe it's 2 firsts, like 2 really good firsts with Levine for Fox. So maybe the last one isn't included. But I think this is kind of intriguing because the Bulls get something back for Levine, get a couple younger guys that maybe fit their timeline a little better, and they get their pick back, which could convey as like the 11th or 12th overall pick. So I think that is something that's intriguing as like a 3-teamer. Alrighty, so
I have no idea if this is true, but I just read that the Spurs and Pelicans have open discussions regarding Brandon Ingram. So they're trying to get Fox and Ingram.
Do you also see the Pelicans are apparently interested in Jimmy Butler?
Yeah. Also,
There's no way, right? Like, why? Why would they want Jimmy Butler? I guess if they're willing to pay him, but why?
Atlanta, Brooklyn, Lakers, possible other teams.
Yeah, that was like some random dude that I don't trust on Twitter, though.
Yeah. He did break the DeJounte Murray to Atlanta trade from the Spurs.
Yeah. How would they get Ingram and Fox?
Well, I don't know if Ingram's going to be that pricey to get.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. Dang, I can't add a 6th team. I was gonna say, imagine a Jimmy Butler trade wrapped up in a DeAaron Fox trade.
That'd be crazy.
Wrapped up in an Ingram trade. Ingram they can trade for separately.
Yeah.
Right? But like the Bulls are a rumored team for Bradley Beal.
Well, I don't think any team's a rumored team for Bradley Beal if you want waivers.
True.
No trade clause.
True. But I mean, you could come up with some wild stuff here with like Butler to Phoenix, Beal to the Bulls, like Vassell and Keldon Johnson to the Heat instead, and then the Bulls get more draft capital, and you wrap it up in like the Fox to Spurs deal. This is why I think it's taking a while. Is you have the Jimmy Butler trade is going to be complicated, or it's going to be simple and a complete shocker. And if it's simple, the he aren't likely to get much back. And therefore, they're going to hold out until maybe deadline day for a Jimmy Butler trade because, like, if you're not getting much back, why rush it? You know, maybe a team comes in last minute with the best offer because you wait until then, and then a team's hand is forced to go make a move for Jimmy Butler. That is why this deadline is kind of fascinating, is you have these two big name players, but it just sounds like it's going to be very complicated or like a shocker, like a, you know, Toronto going for Fox feels like the Cavs and what they did in getting Donovan Mitchell. And then everything was like, oh, Mitchell's going to leave Cleveland anyway. He's going to New York, and he resigned, right? Fox wants San Antonio, but if a good enough young team trades for him and he enjoys that situation, like, then you could potentially re-sign him. And I think you might have a team gamble on that. I don't think the Spurs can just bank on, oh, well, we don't have to give up much for him, and if we don't trade for him, he'll come here in 2026. Because, you know, there's always been a little bit of pressure with Wemby, is like he wants to win right away. He's really good right away, right? You got a young core around him, but, like, you got to go and get him another piece that can still fit his timeline. Fox is young enough to be a good pairing next to Wemby for 7-8 years, whatever. Who knows when Fox declines, because speed is maybe the first thing to go. But it's a fascinating dynamic for this upcoming trade deadline, and it's super exciting as an NBA fan, man.
Yeah, 6 days? This is the day in 2022. Or wait, was it 2021? What was the trade deadline that we traded Norm and Rocco?
2022.
Because that was this is the day.
Was it?
6 days before the draft, or before the deadline.
Trade deadline was like later.
Yeah. But we weren't even into the.
Yeah, we traded him on the 4th, and the deadline was the 10th. Yeah, so it was like 6 days before.
Yeah, it was that Friday, and then we traded CJ on like Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
A couple days before the deadline as well. But yeah, so I mean, you can look at it two ways. One, like, hopefully, if there is a big trade between now and Thursday, it opens up the floodgates, so there's a lot of action on Thursday with other minor trades. But it could also be the other way, where you could get all the fireworks before the trade deadline, and then there's not much action on Thursday. So hopefully there's some good trades on Thursday for us to react to live, and for everyone in chat to be like, oh, like, but yeah, you never know. That's why. That's what kind of makes Thursday fun. It could be super boring. It could be really exciting. And we're on camera to get our live reaction on the spot. So always fun. See Tori throw his hat maybe.
I don't even wear hats no more. I guess I gotta have a hat on my desk.
Gotta get your Tillamook hat or something.
Yeah. I don't even know where
you could chuck your basketball into the wall when we
I got
trade for Kevin Knox again.
I got my foam basketball, so I can this is my stress relief ball, you know. I can chuck it.
Who's the worst player we're going to trade for?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Who's our Ryan Arcidiacono / Kevin Knox of this? Chad, I want some random names of just like totally like
Kevin Knox.
An into the bench guy that we'll end up with just as like part of another trade just to make the money work.
A guy that I've never liked.
Spee again. Ooh, Johnny Davis. Wow. Okay. We're getting Cam Reddish back. All right, cool.
Johnny Davis would be like the type like, oh, we can fix him. He just needed a better situation than Washington.
Chauncey can unlock him. He's just like Chauncey struggling his first few years.
Yeah, exactly.
Dylan Windler. What team does Windler play on?
I don't even think he's in the league anymore. Is he
Bull,
still on the Cavs?
Bull, Trenton Flowers.
Trent Flowers is on a two-way, I think, so he can't be traded.
I mean, it could be traded.
I like Trenton Flowers too. Like, don't hate on Trenton Flowers.
Jordan Clarkson. All right, Nathan, you're cut off, buddy. Why are you just naming Jazz players too? Bouncing ball.
I'm trying to shoot hook shots over here. Yeah, I don't know.
T-Watt back. All right.
Oh, I gotta pay for
Jeff
Twitter.
Green. Jeff
Twitter
Green. That's
as well.
interesting. Yeah, I think it would be Jock Landale, but yeah.
But like Jeff Green's just like a vet that's old. I don't hate that. Like I hate
Yeah.
Cam Reddish, Kevin Knox type pickups.
Yeah. Grant Williams, Joe Ingles.
Let me go look at the
Okay.
2021 NBA draft. Some like top 20 pick from that draft. That's a scrub.
Marvin Bagley, isn't he hurt? I mean, that doesn't mean we wouldn't trade for him, but Jake LaRavia.
Jake LaRavia is good, bro. I would be excited if we got Jake LaRavia.
Marvin Bagley.
Respect Jake LaRavia, man. He's been doing well this year. That was one of my guys in his draft. LaRavia's playing 21 minutes a game, averaging almost 8 points, 4.5 boards, and 3 assists in 21 games for a 6'8" power forward is pretty good. Per 36. 13 points, 7.5 boards, 5 assists.
All right,
44% from 3. That's a decent role player, man.
Roly Poly wants me to correct the record and say that he was saying Jake LaRavia would be good for the Blazers, not.
Yeah.
Even though we're listing bad players, and you're all of a sudden.
Yeah, we're listing bad players.
Jeremiah Robinson Earl, okay.
I don't know if there's anyone out there that I'd hate to. Oh, you. I know. I know who would kind of annoy me.
Who?
Isaiah Stewart.
Please no.
That would be. And I'm a Washington fan, man, but that would be one of them.
His antics is.
I know.
He's not good enough to be like that.
Yeah.
Jackson Hayes.
There's
Yeah.
really no Kevin Knox like equivalent right now.
I mean, see, Gabe Vincent would be terrible just because his contract still has 2 more years on it, and he sucks. But
Oh! I know. I found him. Jackson Hayes.
I just said that like a minute.
I did not hear you. Because I would have stopped this conversation. Yeah, Jackson Hayes. There you go. I never want to see Jackson Hayes in a Blazer uniform, bro.
Yeah.
Which means we're trading Robert Williams to the Lakers and we're getting back Jackson Hayes, dude.
Nice.
We're really going to end up with Jackson Hayes on this basketball team. And if I'm right, like, I'm a prophet at this point. So I hope I'm wrong.
We're not trading for him, but did you see we're going to be in the running for Ben Simmons?
Whoa. What, as a buyout candidate?
Well, he's asking if he's not traded to be bought out, which I don't see why the Nets wouldn't. And he said he wants to play for a contender, so that means plays.
Oh, us, yeah, because
Yeah.
we're a contender now.
Yeah, so
I mean, I don't know. I'm at the point where it's like I'm rooting against the teams in the play-in because, like, if we're going to screw up the tank anyway, might as well, like,
yeah.
be close, you know? So, I don't know. Like, I just don't even know at this point. I always root for them to beat the Suns because it's always fun when they beat the Suns just because of the watch parties on Suns Valley Pod. So At this point, I'm kind of giving up on the tank. They still have 7th best odds. I think it's going to be hard for them to get better than that. But if the Raptors trade for Fox and the Pelicans trade for Butler,
Yeah.
maybe we still get top 5 odds. So
Both
I don't
those
know
teams
what's going
go.
on.
Yeah.
It's weird right now. So it's kind of just like waiting until the trade deadline, and then we'll see what the hell happens there, and then we'll place our expectations for the rest of the season. I'm just taking it game by game at this point. Is how I'm approaching this Blazer season. There's really no other way to go about it.
Yeah.
For a roly-poly, that's, big part of the reason why I won't want him. I mean, Miles Bridges is obviously, I would revolt. I don't think the Blazers would bring in Miles Bridges because his stuff was so bad. But, yeah. Wes Davison says, going to the game tomorrow. Have fun. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, I'll be live on Suns Valley podcast. At least I will be. I don't know if you're joining us, Eric.
Yeah, I'm not sure. TBD.
So we'll see. But that's the next 2 games. So we got 2 streams in a row of that, and then one other game, and that's the 4th, and that's what, the Pacers, and then the trade deadline. We'll probably do a stream the night before the trade deadline just to preview it. So Wednesday evening. I'm not sure what time. If there's a big trade, then maybe we'll go live. Let's say the night before the trade deadline, Fox gets traded at 6 p.m. Assuming I'm home, I'll go live instantaneously. Just would have to make the thumbnail and make the stream and then go live. So that's the plan.
Yeah, I could also, if you're not available.
No, I'll make myself available Wednesday night. I just might go to Fred Meyer or something. I'm not sure.
Okay. That was random.
The grocery store, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gotta get some.
An errand.
Why are you being so cryptic? What are you doing? Why are you going to Fred Meyer?
I don't know. I'm not being cryptic at all.
Oh.
I might be at Fred Meyer. I might be running an errand. I might be getting groceries. I might be getting dinner. I don't know But
who says I'm randomly going to be running an errand at Fred Meyer on a specific date?
Because it's always possible. I go to Fred Meyer a lot.
Okay.
I don't understand the weirdness, the crypticness of this at all.
Well, for me, if I needed to go to Fred Meyer, I would plan it around possibly being available to go.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm like, we're out of Starburst Ices. I want a Starburst Ice. Or sometimes I'm just like, I just want to go to Fred Meyer just to go to Fred Meyer.
They're 10 for $10 right now.
Yeah. So, but we'll be live tomorrow night. Y'all tripping. Y'all weird. I'll be live tomorrow night. And that'll be fun. Looking forward to it. But yeah, dude, this week has been so crazy, and the next week's gonna be crazy. I'm meeting with Krish in 10 minutes to plan trade deadline graphics and that whole thing.
Could you do me a favor?
Sure.
I was just looking at our Blazers Uprise Twitter, seeing Nas Little, Nurk, and
I need to update that. I think he was working on another banner for me that I was gonna upload to Twitter, but that got pushed away. So.
Oh, and then, we just got to mention Toumani Camara was named as replacement to the Rising Stars game. Well-deserved, Toumani. And thank you, NBA, for recognizing that it's not always about just scoring points and stuff. So really cool that he made the game. Much, much deserved. And it'll be awesome to see him actually out there playing defense. I guarantee he takes a charge at some point or tries to. And that'll be cool to see someone going there just to try and shut other people down. And
the exciting part is the Rising Stars team that wins the whole Rising Stars part, because they're splitting them into 4 teams.
Yeah.
Gets to play on All-Star night, because they're splitting the All-Star team into 3 teams, and then the 4th team is the best Rising Stars team. So hopefully they put Scoot and Toumani together. so we can root for that team. But if they put them apart, then there's a greater chance that one of them is going to be playing on All-Star night. And we didn't know how long it was going to be until we had another Blazer playing on All-Star night. Maybe it's this year.
Is the G League team its own team, or are they?
I think so.
Okay. So if Scoot and Toumani are on separate teams, though, we have a 75% chance of having a Blazer in the All-Star game the next day.
There's 4 Rising Stars teams, so it'd be on 2 of the 4.
Man, I cannot believe you are disrespecting our guy Bryce McGowan like that.
Oh. You don't count.
What?
I mean, I guess technically.
Come on, dude.
Bro, you're telling me you're going to be excited to watch Bryce McGowan's?
No.
I'd be more excited to watch Dink Pate.
How
just
dare
to scout
you?
him.
How dare you?
Yeah.
He's ripping up the G League.
Hey, he's been playing really well. Yeah.
Yeah, you tell him, JP. The disrespect, dude.
I don't know. I think we're all rooting.
You couldn't even remember. Did you even know he was in the game?
Yeah, I just forgot. It's an afterthought. I'm not.
Tori's such a hater. Tori and Eric are like 2 and Denny. That's high praise, man.
Why is that? Because we're so defensive? Do you talk about Delano being snubbed from the All-Star game? Yeah, how is our most untouchable player not in the All-Star game, bro? It's crazy. Crazy disrespect.
All right, let's just stop naming random people that weren't selected for All-Star games.
Yeah.
He hasn't even played this year.
Yeah. All right, man. Anything else for this stream?
Thanks, everyone, for watching. Hope you have a good evening. Hope to see you guys tomorrow night, both over on Suns Valley and right here on Blazers Uprise. Well, not here, but, Blazers Uprise, main channel. And, hope everyone has a good night. Thanks for tuning in.
Yep, looking forward to tomorrow. So, check in with us. And we're out of here. Shout out to BetUS. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Until next time, as always, peace out. Go Blazers!